Okay, we're going to do the critiques of your self-introduction speeches and give you a few tips. Please watch this. I'm going to call you out by your fantasy name. Please, after you hear your own critique, listen to everything because I may say something to someone else that will be helpful to you. So we're only going to deal with fantasy names here as I tell you what you did right or wrong. First up is Beyonce. You have some natural speaking skills. We need to work on them because they're pretty rough right now. We need to polish those up. You don't have your name on every page of your outline. That's a requirement. And you have the wrong shot. Remember, see this shot? We talk about this. God, I get sick of talking about this. This is the only shot I ever want to see. Inch or two above the head, bust line. Okay? That's it. That's the only shot. You've got to have this. I've got to have light on your face. I've got to be able to see your eyes. I've got to be able to tell whether your eyes are open or closed. If you're outside and the sun's down, you got a shadow on your eyes, you can have them closed for the entire speech and I wouldn't know. Light on the face. Another thing, real quick. I said don't stand in front of doorways, windows, bright lights. I have people that did that in these speeches, and I can't see. There's an iris in the camera, and if there's a real bright light there, it does that. And when it goes down, it doesn't take in enough light. You become a black blob on the screen, and I can't see you. Please, please pay attention to what I say about this. All right, you have the wrong shot. You're shooting into, well, here we go. You're shooting into two lights and two windows. Thus, I can't see your face because the brightest thing coming at the camera causes it to iris down. When that happens, you lose everything there. If I move this piece of paper in front, you'll see a little lag of the iris trying to readjust itself. That didn't demonstrate too well, but you get an idea. You have an interesting story, but it dealt more with others than yourself. This was a self-introduction video. Slow down a bit. Don't try to get from this point to this point as fast as possible. Don't talk at us, talk to us. Tell stories. Don't speechify. How's that for a word? Talk to us. You had no audience intros, and at 3:04 into your video, it suddenly got brighter. I have no idea why, but that's what it did. Next up is bubbles. Bubbles. I need your name on every page of your outline. Every outline, every page. The camera is unsteady. It's not on a tripod. A tripod's required. It's got to be steady. I don't care whether you use a stepladder or a tripod, but it's got to be steady, and it's got to be straight in. Can't be bouncing around. You're doing it. I mean, it'd be like this going on all the time, and try to watch that when you're doing something. It will not work. All right? Let me fix this shot just a little bit better here. Not too bad. All right. You're reading your speech? No, don't read. You have distracting background. The window trim around the window, which is behind you, the top of that window trim is going right into your head. Watch it. I know it's behind you, but don't stand in front of lines and things like that. You have something going through from one side to the other. Be careful. You're shooting up and in. That's a no. And you ran long on the length of your speech. Watch the tisk. You're going to hear a lot about this. A tisk is something that's primarily a female situation, but males do it too. And this is kind of what it sounds like when you're speaking. You make this sound with your mouth, and it is very annoying. Don't do it. Learn that you're doing it. It's as bad as a vocalized pause. And those kinds of things. Now, and what I just said. Some people elongate words. In the Martin Luther King speech, he does that on purpose. You don't want to be doing that in a speech normally. So you don't want to be standing there and saying, and then he did this. And then we did that. Don't do that, okay? Don't elongate words. Watch the tisk. Watch the elongating of words. You're reading too much, so I have no eye contact, and you ran long. All right. Next up is Forrest. Very short on your speech. Too short. You're shooting into a sky. That causes the camera to iris down. Remember we talked about the iris. There was way too much distraction, noise, people walking through the shot in the background. It's like standing in a carnival and trying to do a serious speech. There's way too much other stuff going on. The sun is out now in your speech, and all of a sudden I can actually see your face because there's more light on your face now that the brightest thing is the sky behind you. No, now I've actually got light. And prior to that, I couldn't see your face. Now we got another problem. Because of the sun coming down, we have a shadow on your eye socket. I couldn't tell if your eyes are open or closed. So, light coming straight in. All right, you have bad audio. It's hard to hear you, even at full volume. And you want to review the outline for the style and guidelines of how to prepare your outlines that you turn in. There are generally 2 outlines with every speech. You want to make sure that you have those. In fact, what you needed this time was a speaking outline and a preparation outline. Look in your textbook. It tells you how to do all that. All right, that was Forrest. Next up is Degsy. You have a very nice appearance. Stand still. Don't move around when you're speaking. You're shooting up into your face. Don't do that. Look at me. I'm the camera. Your eyes are kind of going all over the place. Your audience isn't in front of you even. I know where they are. And, it's like, look at me. I am the one that's putting down the grade. Even if you have an audience directly in front of you, normally you'd sweep the audience when you're giving a speech. But for this class, look at me. I'm the camera. All right. Tell a story. Don't give a collection of phrases. Try to draw everything together. Make it make sense. You ran a little bit long, and you have to watch the vocalized pauses, especially the All right, that was Degsy. Next up is Owl, and you had good shot composition, good audience intro. You're standing in front of a window. Camera iris, remember, don't stand in front of windows. It's hard to see your eyes. Slow down. You're reading to us, not talking to us. Had a very abrupt ending. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. And it also ran long. Just a little bit, but it ran long. I suspect it would have run longer if the ending hadn't been quite as abrupt as it was. So those are some of the things that you need to be aware of. That was Owl. And let's take a look at the discussion boards because that comes into play too. The discussion board for this is 81N. We had 2 of them. Some of you didn't get all the points that you have available to get. There are 160 points available in discussion boards in this class. Figure it out. In a 1,000 point scale, 160 points is literally a letter grade and a half. So it could take you from 700 C to 800 B. Okay? Think about that. Don't leave points on the table. Read the directions and follow them explicitly. Don't guess around and things like that. Now, here's the deal. On every discussion board, and you have 2 discussion boards each week, 2 class sessions. Remember, 16 weeks, there are 16 sessions, but you're doing 2 sessions per class. So that's 2 discussion boards each week. You must post your answer, number 1, to the general issue that's there by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Then everybody posts by Wednesday night. Now, beginning Thursday morning, you go in and read all of the postings and pick someone you want to respond to and respond to them sometime between Thursday morning and Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Now, when I was in college, if it said respond to at least 1 other person, but it didn't say respond to 2 or more or 3 or more, at least 1 means 1, the way I see it. Don't make it hard on yourself. Don't post to everybody that posted. Make a substantive response to someone in the class. Now read what it says to do. Offer suggestions. Tell them some things that they may not know about what they're suggesting. Help them along. Be helpful. Be very pointed in what you respond to. You're not going to get any points if you say, oh, I agree, or that's a great idea, or that's wonderful, or you nailed that one. You're not helping. Respond to a classmate. 1. You only need to do 1. You don't need to do a whole bunch of other stuff. Don't make it hard on yourself. All right, this coming week, There is a speech due by next Sunday. I'm basically going to be away from the office, but if you call the office, it comes to my cell phone, and I will know that you called because I can listen to your call on my cell phone. Leave a phone number where I can get back to you if it's urgent. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I'm going to be in some academic meetings, so I will not be able necessarily to get back to you immediately, but I'll get back as soon as possible. If you have something you want to write me about, do that. I will not give long answers in writing. I've said that before. I'm going to keep harping on that. I teach speech. I like to talk. I don't like to write. What else do you need to know? Make sure that you cover all of the assignments that are to be covered. You've got a test due. You've got 2 more discussion boards due. You've got kind of, I think, an easy week because, as I recall, there is no speech due during sessions 3 and 4. Now, you'll see some things in your discussion, in your syllabus, the calendar, about Learn Smarts. Remember what I told you. The only points you get in this class are the ones that I told you about in the syllabus. And you can do the Learn Smarts. You should. It's going to help you on the exams, but you're not going to get any points for it. The only place you get points, and let's go through that, are 160 points for the discussion boards. All right, you have a total of 740 points for the speeches, and you have 100 points for the exams. That's 1,000 points. That's how it adds up, okay? If you have any questions, contact me, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Please read up on everything, and make sure you follow directions implicitly. Don't guess. If you don't know what to do, read the book. If all else fails, read the directions. All right? What else? Don't forget, every time you have, except for the last speech, you need 2 outlines, preparation outline, a speaking outline. Make sure your name is on every page of every outline. When you send me materials for the speeches, send them to me through email. Don't post them in Blackboard or anywhere else. Send all attachments on one email message. Don't send me 3 email messages, 1 each for attachment, okay? If you have any questions, I'll look forward to talking to you. You have a great one. Talk to you next time.